The ocean covers more than 70% of our planet, yet even today, it hides countless mysteries. For centuries, explorers have sailed into its vastness only to witness things that defy logic and science. From islands that appear and vanish overnight to waters that burn, boil, and even glow red, these strange oceanic phenomena have left even the bravest sailors trembling. Join us as we dive deep into the top 10 ocean anomalies that terrified explorers, where the seas themselves seem alive and full of secrets. The disappearing island of Bermeja. Off the coast of Mexico, there once existed an island known as Bermeja. Early maps from the 16th and 17th centuries clearly marked its location in the Gulf of Mexico. But by the time modern explorers searched for it, the island had completely vanished without a trace. Some scientists believe it was swallowed by rising sea levels or erosion, while others whisper of government conspiracies that Bermeja was deliberately erased for political gain. Its disappearance caused territorial disputes over valuable oil-rich waters. Despite numerous expeditions, no one has ever found a single piece of evidence that Bermeja existed. Was it a cartographic error? Or did an entire island simply sink into the abyss? The Phantom Island Dougherty. In the icy South Pacific, an island called Dougherty was recorded by 19th-century sailors who swore they saw land emerging from the waves. For decades, ships tried to locate it again, but every expedition returned empty-handed. Some claimed it was a mirage, created by cold air bending light over the ocean. Others believed it was an iceberg or volcanic island that briefly surfaced before sinking again. The British Admiralty officially removed Dougherty from naval maps in 1937, admitting it likely never existed. Yet, old maritime logs describe mountains, birds, and even vegetation seen on the island. Was it all an illusion, or did explorers witness something the sea wanted to hide forever? The fiery waters of the Malacca Strait. Between Malaysia and Indonesia lies the narrow Malacca Strait, one of the busiest shipping routes in the world. But centuries ago, sailors passing through this region reported a terrifying phenomenon. The sea itself appeared to be on fire. Bright orange flames danced across the surface of the water, even in the absence of storms or lightning. Some thought it was a supernatural omen or punishment from the gods. Modern science now suggests it might have been caused by massive bioluminescent blooms of microorganisms reacting to disturbance, or perhaps by methane gas, bubbling from the ocean floor and igniting in the humid air. To those early explorers, though, it was as if they had entered the gates of hell itself, with the sea burning beneath their ships. The boiling sea of the Pacific. Deep in the western Pacific, sailors once described an area of ocean where the water seemed to bubble and churn violently, as if it were boiling from below. Ships that entered reported their hulls trembling and the water temperature rising alarmingly. Many feared it was a sea monster or underwater volcano preparing to erupt. In reality, such boiling seas are often the result of powerful underwater volcanic vents releasing heat and gases. But before the age of science, the phenomenon was pure nightmare fuel. Imagine drifting over an endless ocean, only to see it suddenly begin to steam and tremble, a sight so unnatural that even the most seasoned captains turned back in fear. The Indian Ocean Gravity Hole. In the middle of the Indian Ocean lies a region where Earth's gravity is mysteriously weaker. This gravity hole puzzled scientists and terrified early navigators who noticed their instruments acting strangely. Compass needles spun wildly, and sea levels appeared lower than expected, as if some unseen force was pulling the water down. Some believed it was a doorway to the underworld, or a massive void beneath the seafloor. Modern researchers now think it may be caused by denser mantle material deep within Earth, altering gravitational pull. Still, the idea of a hidden cosmic imbalance beneath the waves continues to intrigue and unsettle those who cross these strange waters. High Brazil, the elusive island that appears in the mist. Irish legends tell of High Brazil, a phantom island said to appear once every 7 years, only to vanish back into the fog. Sailors across centuries claimed to have glimpsed its shores, glowing faintly on the horizon, a land of eternal youth and riches. Maps from the 14th century even marked its location west of Ireland. Yet every attempt to reach it ended in failure. The closer ships sailed, the more the island seemed to dissolve into mist. Many think High Brazil was a mirage or a reflection of the real coast, distorted by atmospheric light. But the stories persist, and some explorers swore they actually landed there, describing strange structures and golden light. Whether mythical or real, High Brazil remains one of the ocean's most haunting mysteries. The Great Red Tide. Few sights are as unsettling as the ocean turning blood red. The Great Red Tide, as sailors once called it, occurred when vast stretches of sea suddenly changed color, accompanied by the stench of decay and dying fish floating on the surface. Early explorers believed they had angered the gods or entered cursed waters. Today, we know these red tides are caused by massive blooms of toxic algae that release deadly chemicals, suffocating marine life and poisoning the air. But even with scientific understanding, the sight of crimson waves stretching for miles remains eerie. To those at sea centuries ago, it was nothing less than a sign of apocalypse, proof that the ocean itself could bleed. The phantom tsunami of 1700. On the 26th of January 1700, a massive tsunami struck the coast of Japan, but the source was nowhere to be found. No local earthquakes had occurred, and witnesses described the wave as appearing out of nowhere. It wasn't until centuries later that scientists traced it back across the Pacific to the Cascadia subduction zone off the coast of North America. There, an enormous earthquake had occurred silently, its shock wave traveling thousands of kilometers before slamming into Japan. For centuries, this unexplained wave haunted Japanese records as the Orphan Tsunami, the Baltic Sea Anomaly. In 2011, a team of Swedish treasure hunters scanning the Baltic Sea made an astonishing discovery: a massive circular object resting on the seafloor, about 300 feet below the surface. The formation appeared unnaturally symmetrical, resembling a crashed spacecraft or ancient structure. Its surface showed straight lines and strange ridges that didn't seem natural. When divers approached, their equipment malfunctioned, and communications were lost. Theories exploded from an ancient civilization's relic to a sunken UFO. Although scientists later suggested it might be a glacial rock formation, the mystery endures. The Baltic Sea anomaly continues to fuel debates and conspiracy theories, leaving many convinced that something extraordinary lies hidden beneath those cold, dark waters.